go. Logan Peterson's backside here in the 250s.
Nice.
That's going to be pretty cool. Stick around for that.
He made that look easy.
Yeah, he really did. Coming in at just under 3 seconds, a 2.97.
See, so you can see their times aren't much different than the open class. You did see him trying to clutch it quite a bit to get off that start, to keep that second gear momentum, to get it up and going up the hill. But again, he didn't have a problem, and he made it, you know, almost look easier than some of those open bike classes.
Seeing the comments coming in, keep them rolling. Dan, let's see the big boys again. I'm curious how many out there watching here ride 250 versus 450. We want to hear you.
Or do you ride a street bike with, you know, 1200 cc's?
So here's Mount Altafish, who looked so good earlier today.
So good
In the Pro Opens.
You don't hear this sound too often anymore.
So Altafish looked really good in the head-to-head battles. We'll now see in the timed category if he's riding as fast as he looked earlier in the day, 16.41.
So a little bit behind. Let's watch him go again. On the gas. Let's see, does he shift after this? Oh, you can't see. He definitely steps on the back brake.
So almost a second slower than what we saw at Peterson's front end run. Let's see if he can make up ground here on the back course.
So this bike's a lot older than the last bike. I think, again, you know, this has a long swing arm. They do a little bit of customization to them. They find the bike that rips. They possibly have some ported and polished heads on this bike, which would increase the flow, which will make it faster. So I would imagine once they kind of build a bike, they don't get new ones every year. They get comfortable on that bike, and he's looking a little too young. That bike might be older than him. Maybe it's his dad's or family friends, or he bought it off of.
Well, we've seen some pretty amazing things out here today. In the hooligan class, we saw a guy win on a bike that wasn't even his, that was given to him about 30 seconds before the race.
Yep.
Guys, he might be bringing back the 95
Yeah.
with this YZ. I mean, you got to see the next bike on the line, the 217. Just a good old stock dirt bike heading up the hill right now.
Nice. There it is. KTM 250F. You could just hear the difference in the engines. Oh, wait, no, it's not. It's a Honda 250F. My apologies.
So here's Scott Dahl with the black taped 217.
But you could just hear the difference in the engines when they take off. That's a 4-stroke, and the bike previously was a 2-stroke. 4-strokes being a little bit new in the motocross scene. I mean, not so new, probably been around now for 15 years in the scene, but still to some of these watchers, and even myself, I grew up riding 2-strokes.
It's so interesting to see these more stock dirt bikes out here for a hill climb, especially with the backside lands. What's your thoughts on them coming out here with a standard swing arm versus the extended swing?
Well, you saw the last rider going up that backside of the hill, and you saw his front end. He was struggling keeping the front tire on the ground. So with the longer wheelbase, it makes it a little bit easier to keep it on the ground. But with the stock swing arm, they're going to struggle. And if I'm correct, is that Honda that just went up, it has a stock swing arm, right?
Correct, and the one that's on the line for the next race.
Yeah, so we're going to see something change right now. We'll see if he can even make it up. Because a lot of the guys during practice weren't able to make it up with a stock swing arm. But obviously he's going to give it a go. He could be the exception.
It's the 115th anniversary of Harley-Davidson. Thank you all for tuning in from all over the world. You're tuning into the hill climb at Little Switzerland. The guys are nice and cozy in the booth, and I'm out here in the rain taking heavies and watching watching the standard dirt bikes just not struggle.
Yeah, Diana, it's actually, you say we're nice and cozy. It's actually a little too warm in here.
But you just
Love
saw.
to open a window, maybe.
Lance, stop breathing.
not to change the subject, but you just saw him make it up the hill on a stock 250F.
Amazing.
But he had to jump off his bike, side saddle, and push it over the last couple feet to get to the top.
So here's Greg Schroeder.
Again, as like Diana said, on a stock bike.
On the 293. It should be noted, Scott Dahl, although he did make it up, he went out of bounds. So for that, he gets an automatic 60. That's going to hurt your time. But what's 293 got here?
Oh, Greg's struggling a little bit through the mogul. Stalled it.
Oh, he stalls.
Can he beat the 60 seconds?
Through.
Can he beat the 60 seconds? It's always better to beat the time of not making it.
Yeah, if you're just joining us, if you can't make it up the top, you get an automatic 60, and it looks like Schroeder will be able to at least, I don't know, I think he's going to avoid it.
I think they shut his time off. I think he might have maybe went outside, or I'm not sure what that
Yeah, we'll
was.
have to get a ruling on that.
It's Kawasaki, sponsored by Heineke Auto, Mike's Motor.
Scoring's got a quick trigger there.
I'm going to give him a 30.
I'm going to give him a 44.19.
As you see the overview of little Switzerland here, the rain keeps pouring down. The course becomes more slippery as each minute passes. It's only going to become more difficult for every rider that they have lined up here. But what a fantastic event. Thousands of bikers have ridden up here from downtown Milwaukee to come watch this amazing event. The parking lot is packed, and not only that, believe it or not, there's loads of people out here. Umbrellas, no poncho, or with the poncho. They're here, rain or shine. And that shows the commitment and the culture behind Harley-Davidson.
Diana, I don't know if you can see it, but we're showing shots of the grill going. If you wouldn't mind just maybe walking over there and grabbing us a couple burgers.
I really need a cheeseburger too.
Find us at the booth.
41 seconds.
So Schroeder was technically 41 up, but he got the 60 regardless. And now he's just, oh my goodness, that could have been really bad, Lance.
Bike is gone.
He gets caught in the weeds, and thank God he jumped off that bike before it was tree brown.
What's it going to take to find it now? I'd love to see a replay on that. You saw?
I'm sorry, Greg. Just leave the bike. You're not going to find the bike out there. It's full of poison oak. Just save yourself, Greg.
A crane is going to be needed to pull that bike out of the forest.
Play it where it lies. That's what I say.
Not only that, but he's on a Kawasaki, which is green, so that thing's just perfectly hidden. Front side taken off.
So we move on. Andy Henneke, number 430.
Through the moguls. Looking smooth. Oh, foot down. Another two-stroke ripping up the hill. If you could smell the premix right now like we can, you would be wanting to be here on a two-stroke like these riders.
20 seconds there for Andy, 20.14. And it looks like Craig has located his bike. That was wild. I mean, he went out of bounds immediately on that back end, so he gets the 60-second. And the fans, I don't know if you can hear it in the on the broadcast, but they're going crazy because they did find the bike. Diana, it sounds like the roar of the crowd with Greg Schroeder finding his bike there in the woods.
Yes, that's right. As soon as he got put up on the big screen, the crowd just started roaring for him. He was able to fish the bike out. So, hey, I mean, I give it up to the guy for bringing a stock motorcycle out here to try this hill climb out.
Hopefully that was his bike and not his friend's. His friend's going, why'd you launch my bike into the side of the mountain?
So we move our attention back to Andy Heineke, the 430. He posted a 20.14 on the front end.
So I got a question on here on Facebook Live. Jason Hale going, where's the Harleys? We had Harley hooligans ripping up the mountain earlier today. Then we had the open class with Harley-Davidsons ripping up the mountain. Now we're on to the 250 class. So in the 250 class, we're seeing a lot of 2-strokes and 4-stroke dirt biking guys.
So here's Helnick's back end run, and he lands. I don't know if they're going to count that. Looked like he went out of bounds.
I think he stayed in. I think it was from that angle. He made it. I mean, I'd give him a time. He didn't go that far out if he did. See this again. Watch. Let's see if he actually goes out. He's still in. I mean, he goes out.
What do you call that?
But he still come. But
They're
he
saying that's
came back
inbounds.
in. He didn't go out on one of the red sticks.
So is that the thing? All the way out, and he came back in. He did bring it back around, so they will count it.
And he hit the stake. I'm going to give it to him.
Trevor Aspinwall asking, are the hooligans over? Yeah, that's actually what kicked off our broadcast, was the Harley hooligans earlier today.
Jason Walker wants to see a Dyna. Jason, you could come here and sign up. Bring your Dyna out. Let's see it rip.
So here's Nathan Preeb, the 94 bike. We've seen some trouble on this front end the last few riders. Can he buck that trend and get a quick time in the teens here?
Committed. Committed. Wow, he looked the best through those right there in this class. Has to be a good time.
Yeah, that's coming in at a 15.58.
And what is that compared to the others, Brando?
Yeah, it puts him right in the mix. Logan Peterson with that 15.52. So right now, Nathan Preeb, I believe, has the second fastest front time.
That's splitting hairs right there.
Jason Walker, the guy who wanted to see the Dyna, he just said, lol, I would bottom out.
Hey, you guys, what's happening on Facebook right now? Is there
Oh
anyone
my goodness, everyone's going crazy on Facebook. They're watching, they're providing commentary along. It's amazing.
Well, I want to know if they want to know anything about the track or anything.
Yeah, great question, Diana. If you've got any questions specific to the track or something that a rider's going through right now, let us know and we'll send Diana out there. She's on the prowl to answer any questions for you.
I'm currently mud skating. Believe it or not, it's turned into mud boarding into mud skating. If you guys take a look out here.
Yeah, you're hard to miss. You have got a neon poncho.
Yes, I'm in the neon poncho. I can't wait to show it on camera for the winner's interview.
Hopefully a camera catches you. Yeah, that's amazing.
So you notice the number 94, he's really eyeing out the lines. He wants to make this count. He's pulled his goggles off so he has a little bit better vision. Now he's going to kick a little section to dial it in a little bit.
Yeah, when they were going head-to-head, Lance, we take another look. There is a look at the beautiful accessory that Diana Dahlgren is rocking.
Hi, guys. I'm down here reporting to you with my poncho in the rain. It's going great down here. We're getting the new event of mud skating started soon. Any takers might take the gold.
Just looks like you're just standing in a mud field, like you're nowhere near the course, Diana.
I know, but anyways, these riders are lining up. They're in the back part of the course here. They're getting ready to go. And you know what? We have a lot more coming to you at Bradford Beach this afternoon. We're going to be hopping on a helicopter, hopefully, after these races, going down to Bradford, something that hasn't been done in a century.
100 years.
Yes.
Wow.
Now, Lance, I got a question for you. Before, when they were going head-to-head, there was a clear line as to which riders wanted to take on this back end. It's all mush out there now. It doesn't seem like, you know, veering a little to the right, little to the left, there's an advantage either way.
Straight line. He kept it nice and straight.
Line isn't enough. A 3.4 it is not.
3.4 it is not.
So that's the second fastest backside time. Logan Peterson still at that sub-3, the 2.97. That's holding up as the fastest backside time. And therefore, he still has the fastest combined run.
So I see a comment on here from Earl Oliver. Anybody running one of the old Harley motocross bikes? Those bikes are so awesome. I would love to have one in my personal collection. I don't think anyone that owns one would ride one out here just because of how kind of rare it is to have one that runs. They are an awesome bike. We'd love to have one again. Right now, you see a Honda going up the mountain.
That Honda belonging to Brandon Donahue.
He's on a 250F.
This time coming in at a 26.327, and there you see it is absolutely pouring out here at Little Switzerland. The conditions we hope will improve a little later today when we're out at the beach. And you heard Diana talking about it out at Bradford Beach. There you see the course getting built. And Lance, I know you're gonna be in the booth with me, but I think I'm gonna have some trouble holding you back from getting out there on that beach course.
Yeah, that looks like fun. I've always liked riding in sand. You just get to stay on the throttle, keep the front end up, and roost.
Yeah. So if you're watching us right now, don't go anywhere. We'll be out there a little later today, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 o'clock Central for us here in Wisconsin. And as Diana said, we'll actually be hopefully getting to the chopper.
To the chopper.
I believe we are taking a helicopter to get there.
Yep.
I can't wait for that.
Well, because we weren't granted Harleys. Everyone in the parking lot on Harleys will just rip there.
Yeah. But given the conditions, I think I would prefer the helicopter. Call me crazy.
Funny. Call me crazy because I actually would like to be maybe on a full dresser with a full face helmet, and I would rip down to the beach on a Harley right now.
I think we can find you on Diana. I don't think there would be any shortage of volunteers out there to lend you a bike.
The only problem is that I think I would be late for our first hit, so I actually can't do it. You can get anywhere in Milwaukee on a bike though this week, so
full
I actually
access.
might have an advantage on your helicopter.
Your bike is your credential out here this weekend.
So I'm getting tons of comments on Facebook Live right now. Clinton Thompson, Diana's hot. Rick Hartman, let's go back to Diana. John Hill, I want to see Diana slide down the hill. So I think everyone's kind of liking when they get to see Diana. So we're going to try to bring it back down to you as much as we can to give the viewers, any other viewers out there that are stoked to see Diana, let us know that you love her.
I just saw a great comment that I think maybe we should end the day with out here. Michael Bruss, when's the mud wrestling start?
Whoa! I mean, any takers? I'll try to throw down in this mud.
I think Clinton Thompson was mud wrestling.
Oh, Diana, you're volunteering to mud wrestle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I thought that was for me, with me. I just accidentally volunteered myself. Sorry about that. But anyways, you guys, I don't know if you've seen it here in the past 5 seconds, but the rain is just all of a sudden picked up. It is pouring out here.
Well, we're watching the riders right now on the screen trying to get down to the backside of the mountain, and they're taking support just to get down there.
Yeah, I mean, the mud condition is just, I mean, you might as well just take paint and paint it with it because it's just so smooth. I mean, I'm having to watch every step I take so I don't embarrass myself in front of thousands of spectators here.
Here's Brandon Donahue. Oh, no!
About halfway up the hill. He didn't launch it into the bushes. It's going to be a little bit easier for him to turn around. But again, stock swing arm, I think that's where these guys are struggling. It is raining. It is getting muddier and muddier and muddier. But that stock swing arm is not helping these guys on this steep hill. And a lot of people from their couch or from wherever they are watching this, they could say, oh, that hill's not that big. But add the conditions, add only having a 10-foot run-up to gain your momentum. Yes, that hill would be very easy if you were to ride from 100 feet behind and carry momentum up it.
So there you saw Peterson, who was our first runner here in the 250s, is still leading the way. But here now, Stephen Norman.
Stephen Norman's going to go back there with an extended swing arm, and let's see if what I was just saying is going to kind of help him get up that hill. He's eyeing it out right now. All right, so here he is. He's heading back. Like I said, let's see if that extended swing arm gives him an advantage over the riders with the stock swing arm. There he goes, riding up. Oh, feet off the pegs. Getting to the moguls. Feet off the pegs again. Every time I see a foot off the peg,
So
I'm just
right
thinking
there,
it's
that's what
slowing
it
him down.
cost him. Norman had to check up at
Kind of had to check up a little bit at the mogul section to you know, regain control.
I mean, at this point, down here at the front side of the course, in the starting ruts, there's just no traction. I mean, the mud in here is just so slippery. If you guys come to me at all in the front, I mean, I could just show you what
can we
this
get
is looking like here. I'll come up to the
let's get a shot of Diana. There we are.
If you could just see, I mean, it's just, look at my foot. I mean, it's like my foot might as well be on an ice skating ring right now. There's just, if you look at the ruts into each jump, I mean, there's just no available line for any real traction here. So these guys are gifted, man. They're talented, and they're putting it all on the line for the 115th anniversary.
So awesome. Thank you very much, Diana. It's definitely looking muddy down there. And here we are with the extended swing arm on the 2-stroke KTM. Let's see how he does. Getting it. And looks great. And see, like I said, the extended swing arm really, I think, you know, helping him get to the
like
top. It is a lot of the rider's
backside.
ability, but that swing arm does give a good advantage. And I believe he pulled a 3.9 seconds getting up. And here we are with another rider with a stock swing arm. Let's see how he goes. Up into the moguls, checking up a little bit, eyeing out his line. Oh, it's getting slick out there. The 316 dropping his bike. Let's see if he can get up and get to the top of the mountain to give the backside a little bit of some action. Diana, what's going on down there? I think Diana, oh, it's past 35 seconds now.
Yes, I'm sorry about that. I was just catching up with scoring time. I had my headset out. Anyways, you know what? I mean,
Jeff Wick, who was out there racing, now helping him get his bike off the track.
yeah, we are going to have, you know, there's some serious, you know, mud delays here. I will say that.
Now we are at 60 seconds, I believe. So he will just take a 60 flat for this one. Again, let's see if he makes it to the backside.
But for now, the rain is dissipated. Where it was pouring, you know, just 60 seconds ago, it's actually no drops are coming out of the sky now. So that's a good thing. We'll see how long it lasts.
Here we go. He checks up a little bit going into the moguls. Bopping through and just pushes that front end. Could not keep it up. There he is going over with timing and scoring. AMA, seeing if he can go back to the top.
So that backside run will be a 60 and a 60. And look who it is, Luke Sapala.
Riding today for West End, Harley-Davidson out of Ellsworth, Wisconsin.
Luke, of course, lost to brother Logan earlier today, trying to get a little vengeance.
Maybe he let him win.
18.4, a 19.0, and a 19.9. We got the thumbs up for Luke.
So check out these chairlifts. The chairlifts are running. I've seen some people going up, getting their phones out and able to film the run side by side. Here he goes. Let's see how he does in the moguls. He's been doing great all day.
Oh,
like they weren't even there.
Come on, Luke.
Like they weren't even there. Hurt feelings right there.
Wow.
So he's got an extended swing arm as well. This is his second run, or is this his first run?
I believe that's Luke's first run.
We've just seen so much of Luke doing well all day that I'm like, wait a second.
So 15.801 on the front end for Luke Sapala. And how about this?
Yeah.
I don't know if he is contracted by us, if this is part of our production team, but let's get that footage.
That's got to be incredible. I'm sure it's on social media world somewhere.
The lift cam. So Luke Sapala, after a very strong front run, let's see what he's got here on the back end. Jerry Simi, Luke Sapala got game.
So They're just picking out his line right now. And again, he's been riding all day, so he kind of knows where he wants to be.
I mean, look when he steps into it. That's at least a half foot deep right there.
Yep. It's up to his brake rotor, that rut. Robertson, will he make it? I'm thinking he'll make it.
So here's Luke Sapala.
Trying to do the math to see what he needs on the backside run. What's he turn in? Is it enough?
A 4.04, unfortunately for Luke. While he does get up there, that's not going to compete, I believe, with the top 3 times thus far. And we thank you for joining us here at our Harley-Davidson hill climb from Little Switzerland Ski Resort out here in Slinger, Wisconsin. Beautiful shot from our drone overlooking this little ski hill that we've turned into the Harley Hill Climb here in 2018.
These guys on Facebook Live are just teasing us. Phil's wanting burgers, Kyle's wanting burgers. I know my friends are wanting burgers.
Yeah, I actually left the booth for about a minute to just go grab one. They weren't even done. I just was so hungry.
Number 11 ripping through the moguls pretty well.
And if we'll see that time coming in at 17.648. And Lance, this may be my favorite rider of the day based solely on his name. This is Bodie O'Neill.
I like that. I was thinking you were going to say his name was Brando Graham.
No, Bodie. From my favorite film of all time.
What is that?
The Oscar Award winner for greatest film of all time.
What is
Point
that?
Break.
Oh.
Bodie and Johnny Utah. Now, if Johnny Utah is competing next, something's going to be up. And Lance, he's a little guy.
I was just gonna say.
I think this is one of our teenagers we have in the field.
I was just gonna say the frickin' bike is as tall as his shoulders.
But Bodie showed no problem with that front side, 17.648 here in the 250 class. If Bodie can put it together here on the backside, he's going to be making some noise on that leaderboard.
Yes, he will.
Jerry Zimmy telling us he's 14 years old. Whoa.
Oh. That's how greasy it is out there. He tried to put his foot down and kick over to get on the bike, and just no traction with his feet. So we'll see how he does, being so light on the bike, getting up this vertical hill.
Yeah.
Is it going to help him in the way of being lighter on the bike, or is he not going to be able to keep that front end up?
What do you think? I mean, my sense is that puts him at a bit of a disadvantage.
I'm going to vote disadvantage because he's not going to be able to keep the front end
Keep
up.
the weight down on the front end. We'll see. I mean, he let it rip on the front side, so.
Okay, the bike revving up. Two-stroke zinging. Puts the transponder on his wrist.
And there's a great look at what he's got in front of him.
Takes off. Swirling up it.
But he makes it.
The number 11 backside run.
And that time comes in at a 3.476. So not enough to necessarily crash those top spots, but a really strong showing from the 14-year-old. So here's Brian Rammer, Sheboygan Falls, Wisconsin.
Notice how deep those ruts are. Bike's running a little rich, blowing that blue smoke out the back. Checking up on those moguls a little bit. Oh,
no.
into the crowd. Oh! Just like some old school hill climbing videos you see.
Yeah, you stand on the sideline, you're going to get yourself a souvenir.
But look at everybody's laughing, smiles on their faces.
Let's get the selfie.
Yep, get the selfie.
Guys, like, I'm just getting a 60 on my run, and you're out here selfieing. Nice.
Everyone's. Watch the facial expressions as they start coming to him. Like, whoa! Every man for themselves. But now, look, once they realize everyone's safe, everyone's smiling. All right, so he's going up to do the back.
So with that, Brian Rammer gets an automatic 60 on the front side. And I think that's what makes guys like Sapala all that more, and Logan Peterson all the more impressive, Lance.
Yep.
When you think about how they've just laid that front course to waste, showing no issues with the moguls whatsoever. And then you see the field, even on these 250s, really having trouble navigating those obstacles.
Yep, you're exactly right. Really starts to show the riders who have the talent and skill to pull it off.
So Logan Peterson still leading the way with that 18.49. No one else able to get that sub 19 seconds so far. Will that change with 5 more riders still yet to run?
Again, I'm getting a lot of guys on Facebook Live. They're probably just tuning in. The Harley-Davidson hooligans ran. They were all on Harley-Davidsons. And then we had the open class where that was a variety of high CC bikes, and there was a lot of Harley engines on those. This is the 250cc class, so you're going to get a lot of 250cc 2-strokes and 250F 4-strokes. Here we have a 250cc 2-stroke going off with the extended swing arm. Let's see if he can pull it. Ooh, looks like he's going to need a little bit more tire.
Oh,
look at it dig a hole.
And it's a slow fall.
Just
midway through.
Robert's asking, is that the guy that went into the bystanders? That is the guy. Nobody was injured in that. And he did make it. And he didn't make it up that hill. So looks like he's going to need some help getting back around to the other side of the mountain.
Well, the question is,
so a couple of 60s for Brian Rammer, unfortunately, but now we move our attention to 895, Logan Sapala.
We're going to see some stuff happen here.
Logan has had himself a day.
Already taken one win, we know that for sure.
We saw him in the head-to-heads beat little brother Luke. Cannot wait to see what he's got in store here on the timed portion here in the Open Pro.
Here he comes, second jump, launching it. Let's see how he goes to the moguls. Little checkup, but wheelies through it, just like it wasn't there. A couple bumps and he's gone.
Just a walk in the park for Logan Sapala.
How's his time?
I think that may be the fastest front-end time we've seen here in the class. Yes, just over 15 seconds. Wow.
Incredible. Let's watch that again.
Logan Sapala has just been on another level all day, Lance.
Look at this, man.
He wants to get another medal. One's not enough. You see him get through those moguls, he just wheel taps. Just right back through. See, he doesn't even set the front end down till he's through them.
You know, after he won the previous class, Diana spoke with him, and it seemed he was so zoned in, very focused, had his game day.
Yep.
And I think it was because he was waiting for this thing, like, hey, let's keep it going. My day's not done.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not getting too stoked right now. I still got more to win.
He's showing no problem, got in a position right away here for this backside. Logan Sapala.
Extended swing arm, 252 stroke.
Hovers that boundary line, but stays
time?
in. The time coming in at 3.63, and I think we have a new leader potentially, Lance.
Bumping everyone down.
And the time, 3.63.
Yes, so with that, an 18.65, so he passes Peterson to take over the top spot.
Looks like Diana's going to get him over to the side. Let's see what Diana has. Oh.
Yeah, Diana will get him situated, but we've still got another rider to drop in a few.
Another two-stroke, two-stroke.
Here's Tony Stockhouse.
Extended swing arm. He's looking relaxed. Checks up a little bit in the moguls. Oh. I don't think this is going to be enough to get him on the leaderboard.
Yeah, you don't want to be, again, I think the riders at the beginning of this class seem to have an advantage because the conditions have just worsened. The only thing then being one of the last guys is to be a guy to follow Logan Sapala, who's down with Diana Dahlgren.
Currently second on the leaderboard. What's it going to take for your second pass to put you in that #1 position and take another win today?
Yeah, I think my plan for second round is to hit the front side of the hill a little bit better, clean it up, and then hopefully get a little faster on the backside. But right now the backside is definitely going downhill and getting a lot slower compared to what it was earlier.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you very much, Logan Sapala. Keep an eye out for him so fast on the course today.
Yeah, thank you, Diana. So Logan, we thought might have actually had the top run, but maybe that backside is just keeping him off the edge. Yep. And that's it. Logan Peterson just under 18.5. So, oh my goodness, the battle between Logan and Logan. It was Logan Sapala versus Luke Sapala in the previous class. Now you have Logan v. Logan here in the 250 Pro.
We have some weird stuff going on right now. And he just said in his interview how the backside is getting nasty. So here again, we have a 252 stroke, extended swing arm. Let's see if they're able to, increase their times, or if it's just going to kind of keep getting harder and harder and harder, and the times are going to keep going, downhill. Basically.
So here's Stockhauser after posting that 22.058 on the front end. Oh yeah,
it's just getting really soft.
Oh man, you feel for these riders again who, as I feel like I'm beating a drum, the conditions have worsened, the course has just gotten that much slushier, and these guys are having to take their first runs on it.
This reminds me of a couple years ago, Buddy and I were on a trail ride. We had to be to a dinner by 5 o'clock, so we wanted to try to leave within a certain amount of time. But we went down a hill that was so soft, well, there was a gate at the bottom. We had to turn around and try to go back up the hill. We ended up having to carry our bikes up the hill because we just could not get traction to get up it. And that's what basically these guys
That's exactly what's going on here.
Through the moguls, being a little cautious, but it's just getting so slick out there. Again, it's a feat just making it to the top. You've seen the riders that haven't been able to make it. And so, we're looking at this going, oh, it's a little bit slower time, but he made it.
Yeah, Paul putting in that 20.67, but he got to the top. When you're seeing guys left and right having to put up 60s because they can't even get up there, this feels like an accomplishment in and of itself, but it makes it all the more impressive when you see what a Logan Sapala does, just a shade over 15 seconds on this front side. So it begs the question, Lance, obviously the one thing we can't control is conditions here, but knowing hill climb, knowing so many of these guys who race in that circuit, how different of times would we be seeing? Obviously we'd be seeing guys staying on their bikes, but I'd be curious, especially on those front ends where right now 15 seconds seems to be the leader of the clubhouse. How much faster would the times be on 250s in ideal conditions?
It's so tough to say because both these Logans are making it look effortlessly when they go up. I mean, they may be able to shave off 1 or 2 seconds, but I think they're on it. I think they get a little bit more time shaved off on the rear of this back side of the mountain. But maybe the moisture is actually keeping this dirt together, and maybe if it was dry on this big hill, it'd be soft dust, which maybe would be worse. It's really tough to say. I mean, the Logans right now, they're riding great.
Logan Peterson still leading the way, and Logan Sapala right behind him.
at the backside of that hill.
So after seeing Paul Buettner, we now see Julia Buettner out of West Bend, Wisconsin.
Sounds like she's on a 250F. Extended swing arm. Getting through those moguls.
And Julia controlling the bike through those features and making her way to the finish line.
Nice.
That's going to be a solid front end score. You see Jay Hannibal, new to this. Do they use special sand rail tires for these bikes? Jay asks. So that time coming in at a 23.425.
I can hear an exhaust in my ear right now that sounds like it's got no muffler. What's coming up to the line? What are you thinking about, Brando? You're staring at the screen right now. You're looking at Facebook Live. I mean, is there these comments that are coming out to you? Because you look deep in the comments right now.
I'm following along. Jeff Dickow, nice ride. That it was.
I have a question right here. Lisa, how late will the hill climb go until today? I believe the hill climb has, what, about another half hour to an hour, depending on the weather conditions, how these races come out. And it looks like they see the sun coming out. But
don't lie to me, Lance.
It looks like sun.
Let me look out the window to make sure. Yeah, poking its head out.
But I wanted to say to Lisa, what time do we have the beach racing going on?
That is at, I believe, 6 p.m. Eastern, which means 5 Central.
So we're going to be here for a little bit longer. We're going to take a little time away, and we're going to pop back up live for the beach racing.
Yeah, we're excited for that. So here's Julia on the back end trying to keep it in bounds. Can she get up to the top?
Oh, it's just too soft.
Oh, Julia.
It's just too soft. Look at her boots just sinking into it. I'm almost wondering if the left side of that hill is a little bit more traction. Everyone going on the right seems to get sunk a little bit.
So if you're keeping score at home, that's 3 straight 60-second back-end times. Here's Kurt Mueller. Rounds out our group of 17 here in the 250 class. Great drone shot.
Parts are flying off the bike. Whoa! Do we have a crash? We did. Little Larry loop out.
So Kurt Mueller, after he crossed the finish line, lays the bike down, but put a 17.42 as we take another look. We saw it from up high. Here it is from down low.
Oh, yard sale losing parts. Oh, a little mischief maybe.
Woo! Kirk. That one for the fans.
Oh, right off
that
the
one
bat.
was going to be tough to ride away from, but he picked a good time to do it as he crosses the finish line on the front end, 17.42. So that's a pretty decent time. We'll see if he has any trouble on the backside.
Scott Plummer wants us to learn how to pronounce Waukesha or Watasa.
Well, Scott, I haven't pronounced it at all just for that particular reason.
I gave it a shot.
I'm sorry. Unfortunately, I just not a lot of Midwestern in the two of us California boys here in the booth. We're trying, though. So Kirk Mueller, after absolutely sending it on the front side, will try to make some noise and gain some ground on the back end.
celebrating.
Well, again, he did get a decent time, so it'd be smart of him to finish it off and do it right.
On Facebook with Harley-Davidson.
So as he comes around for the back end part of the course, we just want to thank you all for watching right now. Don't go anywhere. Here it's the Harley-Davidson 115th anniversary celebration. We had Flat Out Friday last night. We're obviously out here at the hill climb. We're going to be out at the beach a little later this afternoon. So much riding, so much action still in store here from Harley-Davidson.
Again, still waiting for Mueller as our vintage riders down here at the bottom of the hill. They're starting to get lined up right now. This should be exciting.
So this gives us a really nice shot. Yeah, right now we're playing Where's Waldo? We're playing Where's Kirk with our drone as we try to figure out where exactly Kirk Mueller is on this course.
Still waiting on the whereabouts of Kirk Mueller.
Diana, do you have any sense of where Kirk Mueller is at the moment? Oh, Kirk Mueller will not be taking the back end run, so he will take that automatic 60. And with that, our 17 riders have officially placed here in the 250 Pro, and it's Logan Peterson with that 18.492 ahead of Logan Sapala and Nathan Preeb, rounding out the top three. So congratulations to Logan Peterson. We've still got great categories still to come, and we want to hear those comments on Facebook. Keep them coming. If you've got questions for Lance, if you've got questions for Diana, who's out on the course, let us hear it. We'll try to get to it. We now move on to our next class. This one's a fun one. We've been looking forward to it. The vintage class. Diana, are you down there?
Yes, I am. I'm down here by the vintage bikes. Man, you guys got to see these. Truly are vintage. We're going to see how these things hold up after what we've seen with some of the more non-vintage bikes. But yeah, these guys are putting it all out there and like team effort right now.
Yeah, this is awesome. Now, in this class, they will only be going up the front side of this course, correct, Diana?
Correct, and there's only 4 racers in this class, so it's going to go fairly quickly. From what I can hear, it sounds like something is started, but they're getting their electric pump or their electric starter over here to get this maybe another portion of the motor started. Lance, do you have any color on that?
Yeah, so Lance, it looks like they're having to get this thing restarted.
But the funny thing is it's already on. The engine's already started.
So what's going on?
So that's why I'm not understanding. But you know what? I'll try to get some details.
So, yeah, while Diana tries to fish for that, again, only 4 riders in this class.
Okay.
Each of them getting 2 attempts here. We're only counting that run 1, excuse me, that the front end of the course. And it's been, oh no, right out the gate.
That's what those ruts are going to do to these guys right here. And if you don't stay in the rut and your weight isn't distributed right,
I just hate it. But you could see Nathan kind of just obviously bummed out.
Wait a second. Look, his chain's off his wheel.
Oh, you're right.
That
Look
could
at
have
that
been
on the
what
back
it was.
end. That's what's going on here on the 500.
He thought the power was to the wheel,
No
so he put
way.
his weight into it, and there was no power going, so he just kind of fell over.
So he broke the chain, it looks like, Diana.
You know what? I think he just realized as well, because he was actually backing up to go into to start position again. Dan the man obviously was waving us off, and then it looked like the rider realized just a few moments ago that the chain is actually off. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next rider. This guy is scratched for this round, but don't forget there is a whole nother set of rounds that we are going to be doing, and hopefully he'll be able to pull something together that time.
Yeah, so this is the vintage class, and it's just such a bummer, Lance. These guys have been waiting all day to get these bikes out on this course, and to be the first rider to drop in for this class, and for that to happen, that's just brutal.
These are vintage bikes. Oh!
So here's Dalton Dye.
2 for 2.
Oh, no! And the starts are contagious out here as the bike falls on his leg.
I'm checking out the lines right now, you guys, to see if this is something happening. Okay, so what's happening right now, it sucks that we can't get a straight on camera angle, but right now what's happening, the rut line is curving. So maybe with these vintage bikes, the way that the front forks are set up or the suspension on the rear end, it's just, and the weight of the bike, it's just maneuvering it and it's making it go wobbly right off the start.
And Diana, thanks again for wearing that magenta poncho. We can actually see you from our we can see you from our drone from space in that thing.
Why, thank you. I'm honored to wear this magenta neon number here today.
There she is, right there.
So
like, where's Waldo?
We'll see if we can finally change the luck here with our third rider set to drop in for the vintage class. Here's John Alft from Wisconsin Rapids, Wisconsin. Can we get a full pull on our third attempt here in the vintage class? There's only 4 riders, fellas.
I'm crossing my fingers. There we go. There we go. Sounded like that bike was struggling when it wasn't wide open. Oh!
We got a new distance.
There we go. So now we're going off a distance.
It's distance now. It's no longer a timed contest. Who can go the furthest up in their vintage bike?
You could hear that bike was kind of struggling with its jetting until it was wide open. Look at this. And you could just see him slipping the whole way.
I'm curious, anyone watching from home right now on Facebook, anyone got an old vintage bike that they would want to take up here and add to our 4-man field?
I do.
What do you have,
Diana?
I mean, I could alter a 98 Softail Custom. That's not too I mean, it's vintage for my day. It's not vintage in the world.
Why? When were you born?
Large. 1990.
Just a young buck.
Yes, we are young bucks, Lance. Sorry, Brando. Anyway, so this man made it up to the 3rd set of poles. And guess what? They're going to let number 500 attempt again. And so it looks like he has 2 engine starts. That's what we saw the first. A whole onset of power came on when he did a second start. It's bizarre. I've never seen anything like that. So anyways, they're going to let him go again. His tires are completely mudded over, so he's not going to be getting nearly any traction that he needs.
So Nathan Oldenburg will get a rerun here on his first attempt. Of course, the chain coming off right out the gate to start out this class. Let's see if he has better luck here as he gets another crack at this thing. And he's off.
Can he make it further? Oh, 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 oh. Oh! Again, I think these older bikes are just not jetted right for this temperature and this elevation.
Hey. I mean, the reality is, Lance, we have already seen the 450 and 250 class, and half of those bikes had enough issues with this course.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look good for these vintage bikes right now.
Guys, I cannot wait to show you the next bike that's up on the line. The number 80. So vintage that I think my granddaddy rode it. And not only that, but I think my granddaddy might be riding it too. So, hey, I can't wait to see what happens on this next run. This vintage class is so awesome. And not only that, we got to give it a huge amount of support for these guys bringing these older bikes out here to showcase here for the 150.
So we have one of the older riders out there on one of the oldest bikes, and so are we going to see some what do you call that? Like being witty, and he knows how to get up the mountain better.
Yeah, there's a vet savviness.
Yes, the savviness.
To old Mike Dricken, as you see. Forget the leather kits. Mike is going with the denim. And I think right now, I've just got a feeling. I just feel it. I feel it right now. Oh, it looks like he's getting away from the starting line, Diana. Where's he going?
Yes, Mike Dricken just did pull off, and Dan the Man, our promoter, did just cut him from the roster. So it looks like he's choosing not to go. He is reaching down to his engine compartment. I'm going to go over to him, find out what's going on.
I was just on the cusp of saying, Lance, that Mike Dricken I thought was going to be the guy to beat. I thought the bike, I thought the jeans, I thought everything, I thought the plate, everything screamed, this guy's going to win the vintage class. Now you're telling me he's not even going to compete?
The old blue jean biker, as Jerry Zimmy says.
There you can see Diana trying to figure out what's going on. Hey, Diana, so you're just talking to him. What's going on with Mike's bike?
Yep, it's only running on one cylinder, so that's why he decided to pull away from the competition. Bike's not running right.
Yeah, that would be tough to do. So I don't know if he's going to be able to figure things out. But in a four-man field where we haven't seen a full pull and one pull out entirely, that's a tough showing for the vintage class. But again, the conditions have just been so brutal here today.
Yeah, totally. I mean, these guys barely even want to take the bikes out of their garage to go hammer on them. And then conditions like this, they're like, I don't know if I'm going to ride. But I got to give props to the guys that went out there, that gave it their all, and put down a score. You know,
well, all these bikes are beautiful. So we move our attention from the vintage to the Open Pro Round 2.
All right, race fans, we are into round.
We move back to the Open Pro 895 Logan Sapala. Saw put down that 16.28 on his combined run. What can he do here on his second attempt? Here in round number 2.
On the gas. Camera can't even keep up. Do the moguls clean like they're not even there. Yes. Launching that jump.
Logan Sapala doing what Logan Sapala does. 13.224. Woo!
Wow, he stepped it up. Like I said, I think it's a little bit sunnier out. The rain stopped. They're going to start getting better traction, and we're going to start seeing the times go down just quite a little bit.
Speed demon, man. Logan Sapala has looked so good all day long, and that might have been his best run of the day.
16.2.
So now Logan's going to get a chance at the other side of the hill. He's on his powerful bike, the open bike. Again, this is probably his 15th time going up this hill. It is a little looser, so we'll see what he decides.
But then you think about it, obviously different classes. Logan has probably, at this point, ridden this course, both front and backside, more than anyone else.
I think so.
Clearly, he has a feel for the lines.
Yeah, I think so. And he makes it look so easy that I think he actually is putting out less energy than some of the other riders. You know, he's not as winded as he gets to the top. But again, he is putting the most time on the bike.
Let's see those comments. Daniel Scott, Logan was born ready. Yeah, it looks that way out here today. Let us know where you're watching from, who your favorite is here in this Open Pro. Round number 2, Logan Sapala on the back.
Oh, almost clearing the whole top.
And his time
of course he's going to send it.
The cool thing about a rider like that, you can see the confidence in him. 2.594.
Going under 3 on that back end. So, Lance, my friend, after a first run combined score time of 16.28, he goes 15.818 on run number 2.
Incredible. You asked me this earlier, and I didn't think they'd be able to shave too much time off of him, but I stand corrected.
So we move our attention to Lloyd Mueller.
Let's go, Lloyd.
Lloyd could not even get up on the front end of the course his first go-around, had to settle for that 60.
Oh, is the same thing happening?
And that's exactly where he was having issues on his first run, Lance. No.
Yeah, just framed it on the exact same mogul. This time his engine's still running, but he has the same problem.
That cautious approach getting into the moguls has really been the undoing of so many riders out here today.
And now he just stalled the bike, and looks like he's going to have the same score.
Fans coming in. Jay Hannibal from Toledo, Kenneth Knoll from Crystal River, Florida, Northeast PA in the house. What's up, Steve? Diana, again, it just looks like Lloyd having issues at that front end of the moguls.
Yeah, you know, with these conditions and this style of course, the well-roundedness of each one of these riders is truly going to be tested. It's going to take someone who knows how to ride a dirt bike track, who knows how to hill climb, who knows how to ride in sand, who knows how to ride in mud. It's going to be a culmination of all those things to pull through that perfect score for this hill climb.
Yeah, really good point. The most well-rounded riders, I think, are best served for a course like this, conditions like this. It's no surprise Logan Sapala, who I told you, rides a little bit of everything, has been the leader of the clubhouse out here today.
Notice how Logan Sapala is almost a second and a half faster than anyone else out there. Is anyone going to be able to kind of come back up and match that?
All right, so Mueller's going to head back up. Mueller Jr. will head back up.
So our previous rider is not going to go to the backside. Mueller will not be able to make it.
Mueller. Lloyd Mueller will have to settle for 260s.
Does that sound better?
Josh Mahlerchuk, sorry if I butchered that. Lloyd, we got worms. Yeah. Any Dumb and Dumber quote is fine with us. So 127, Lloyd Mueller making his way up the backside.
So he had to go back down there to get his bike started. Were they talking about anything down there, Diana?
No, not that I caught on to, just that his bike had stalled, he needed to restart it. But, so much what happens that we see in dirt sports is that typically if someone pulls off track or isn't happy with a score or something like this, they immediately give up, they go off course, they don't want any more of it. It is so awesome to see the sportsmanship here. Even if a guy gets caught in the mogul section, he's going to go down, he's going to get his bike started, he's going to go finish the last half, even though he knows he doesn't have a shot at placing here with this score. So that's pretty amazing to see that kind of sportsmanship displayed here today.
Well, absolutely. There's such a great camaraderie here amongst all of these riders. Yeah, it's a contest and you want to win it outright, but man, these guys have been having fun all day long out here on this course.
And now that the rain's kind of stopped, they want to ride.
Yeah. Again, we're getting a lot of viewers from all over the globe. Dylan McAfee, let's get a shout out for T-Haas. What's up? Bonita Springs, Florida. Gerald Sunderman. Jason Walker, he likes turtles.
I like turtles.
So we want to know where y'all are watching from. And if you got a bike, would you bring it out here in these conditions? Because even some of these competitors who haven't been able to finish, you at least got to give them props for putting it down and bringing their bike out here and giving it a shot.
I personally don't have a bike that I'd want to bring out here and hammer down this, but I don't have any dirt bikes right now.
Greg Rogers out of Portland, Oregon.
Guys, maybe we should just bring a golf cart out here.
Yeah, I think we should figure out any vehicle we can get our hands on. The three of us took an Uber here together. We should have convinced our driver to take his minivan, the lovely Town and Country, up this course.
Why not do the Kiki challenge on the course?
We were doing the Drake In My Feelings challenge. I think I won that.
Kiki, do you love me? Do you want to?
Can we transfer over to Diana and see her do the dance right now, please?
Yeah, get a camera on her because she does do the challenge.
Let me see if I can do it. Do you have a camera on me? I'll try.
No, right now we're watching backside of the hill. Red Harley-Davidson ripping. and he made it. See, he wanted to complete that one, put a stamp on it, then he made it to the top. And I like that he did it. He's coming down to you, Diana. Diana, there we go. Let's Kiki it.
Are you guys actually going to do it? Can you sing the song for me?
Come on, yeah. Kiki, do you love me? Are you riding? Do you know the rest of the lyrics?
I don't even know the rest of it. I just watch on Instagram, and they can't even hear me, you know, in course where they're showing this massive big screen we have in the background. It's me right now on the screen, and nobody is understanding what's going on because I'm not playing to the crowd. So all those out there watching Facebook, thank you so much for tuning in. Leave a comment for my week Kiki challenge.
No way.
No, that was not a
Let's
weak
ask
Kiki
the
challenge.
fans at home. In between riders, would you like more Diana dancing? Tell us a song, and she will figure out a choreography for it. Scott Vesper, I'd rather just watch Diana. Okay.
Do the moguls. I think as they keep going through the moguls like that, they're kind of got a nice rut going that's smoothed it out. It's almost made it smoother for them.
So Logan Peterson with that 15.475, really picking up where he left off on his previous run.
That's doable. And I'm going to have to take and give the credit to Dad there for painting them front tires.
Yeah, they got to walk the bike down. It's just so greasy, muddy that if they did ride it, chances are they're going to drop
Peterson is actually faster.
Those bikes are so heavy with those long swing arms that it's just not like a normal motocross bike that's easy to handle in a situation like this.
It's been a day for the Logans, though, nonetheless, both Sapala and Peterson.
Next year, this is going to be called the Logan Hill Climb.
The Logan Climb. And you can only enter if your name is Logan.
That means I can't race.
You can't. You'll be here in the booth. A 15.475 on the front end for Logan. He posted a 17.279 on the front end his first go around. And then put out a 3.459 on the back end. Let's see if he can best that here right now. Diana, we've got another request for you from Rick Adcock. Have Diana do the Carlton. So that's next on your list.
So I'm looking at this bike and it says Aprilia on the side. So that would be a European sport bike engine that would be in that.
Whoa, I think we're
bike.
sub 3 seconds on the back end there for Logan Peterson. Yep, 2.985, blistering up the hill.
Logan Peterson, a 2.9 gives him an 18.4, and he
walking away with an
the podium.
18.4. That's a total score. Brando, where's that put him at?
Overall, that puts him at 18.46. So that doesn't best Logan Sapala, who just, frankly, he on one today.
Yeah, he on one.
But Logan Peterson, that might be good enough for second place.
What do we have coming up next? Louis Louders.
So Louis Louders, on run number 1, he was just under 19 seconds with his front time.
Harley-Davidson ripping up the mountain right now. Listen to that thing.
What a shot.
Getting into the moguls a little bit.
Can he make it through? And he does not. Slowly laying it down.
He's still up and running. He's going to get a time for it.
Comes in, it looked like just under 30, but now I wonder, it seems like they've been, with the rules, if they lay down the bike, we've seen it become an automatic 60.
He didn't lay it down though, did he lay it down? He did, huh?
Are you even watching the contest?
I am, but I've seen, a lot of guys lay it down, but he kept it on. That was kind of my question.
Oh, I see what you're.
You know, like, but he kept the bike running, so it's not like he.
The course is lava.
Go.
So yeah, and it looks like official scoring, it is going to be a 60 for Louis.
Really?
That's a bummer. So already he'll still give it a go on the back end, but there's no way he'll certainly beat his first run time.
That's not fair. You should be able to score. You know, if you were able to get the bike up and you're running, you get the score that you got.
We do have an update on the dance poll for Diana. The Carlton still coming strong. Baby Got Back now is gaining a steady stream of votes. So Diana, just be ready either way.
I'm ready for the Carlton.
What is the Carlton?
Come on.
What is the
Fresh
Carlton?
Prince of Bel-Air?
What kind of childhood did you have?
I
did not have
know.
TV.
I
My
don't know what the
God.
dance was. As soon as he just did the little
I could
thing.
try. I don't know how good I'm going to be, but hey, I'll try Carlton.
Well, right now we're going to try to get Louders up the hill on his Harley-Davidson Evo. See how he does.
Of course, Dan Louders still to come. He put down that 60 and a 60, so he'll try to best his second run time of Luke Sapala. Still has to put down his second attempt. So can Louders put the first run disappointment behind him
Stay left, stay left.
and put it together here on the back end?
There he goes.
Side run
Nice.
is
See, I'm saying the left line is definitely better.
So Louis Louders has a much better back course run than the front where he couldn't hold on. But we move our attention now to Luke Sapala. Again, Logan, brother Logan, leading the way with that 15.818. Luke trying to replace, as you see in that third place, 17.476. Can he catch brother Logan?
He gave him a run for his money in the other class, so let's see what we got here.
Okay.
Let's go. Oh, a little bit of hesitation right there. No, he's not going to have it. His brother definitely had the upper hand through the mobiles right there. A great showing.
Yeah, about
Very
a
good.
second and a half slower than brother Logan. He's still under 15 seconds, which is the third fastest we've seen on the front end here on these second attempts, but not enough to trump his brother.
Yeah, guys, shockingly, the conditions on the course have actually became from slick back to chunky. You know, they're getting a little bit more traction, especially here at the start, which at one point about 30, 45 minutes ago was very slick. I mean, you might as well call this mud toothpaste where I'm standing, but on the course, it's actually starting to dry up a little bit, which is great for these riders.
So Luke Sapala's got some ground to cover on this back end, and we get a beautiful shot of how we go front to back here from the drone. Again, brother Logan with that insane 2.594 on the back time, making him the leader of the clubhouse. He's gonna need something huge.
Can I give him a recommendation right now?
Sure, I don't think he's listening, but go
If you can
for
hear
it.
me, stay left. Stay left.
The Sapalas have had no problem with this course here today.
Again, following up with a lot of the comments we see on Facebook Live right now. Where's the Harleys? Where's the Harleys? This is a Harley-Davidson. He just put up a great run. Notice the Harley-Davidson logo right there on the side of the bike, stuffed into a custom-made frame. Here he goes. Stay left.
Goodness!
Like nothing, straight up.
14.9 Mueller's time 17.4.
2.47.
And that is the fastest backside time we've seen out here on these second runs.
Yep.
Whoa!
How is that going to be combined?
Unfortunately, because he was a little slower on the front end, he's not going to overtake big brother Logan. But is that enough to get him into second place? I don't think so. I think Kurt Mueller might still be faster.
Yep.
But that is the fastest back-end time.
Yep. Great effort.
I mean, I blinked and I missed it.
Yeah.
So we move on to Dan Louders, who wasn't able to complete either front or back end on his first attempt.
Notice there's no more umbrellas up in the crowd right there. Rain's kind of mellowed out. Obviously, it's still muddy, but it's going to be a little bit easier visibility for the riders.
Oh, excuse me. This is Josh Mueller in the 128.
Another Harley-Davidson. Not bad, not bad.
A good attack to the moguls.
Yep. There we go. Yeah.
Whoa! 13.797.
If he could pull off a quick backside.
This is the Josh Mueller that we are used to seeing. Like I said earlier in the show, we did a feature with him, Harley-Davidson and X Games Aspen for the Snow Hill Climb. And he's a very dominant rider, and that was what I'm used to seeing Josh Mueller be.
Well, he put it down right there. I know we talked about if the rain letting off was going to change their times, and it looks like it is changing their times. They may be getting a little more warmed up. The track may be getting a little bit more ridden in. But the rain calming down is getting better visibility. A little bit easier to stay grippy on the track.
So Josh joins Logan Sapala in the sub-14 club on that front end. And as you see right now, he's sizing it up. And Lance, your sage advice again would
Go
be...
left. Stay left. Oh, he's liking the right. He picked right. Hopefully he picked right, but is aiming left. But again, I'm not down there. I'm just a viewer looking at it from a screen.
So he's going to need something in the low 2-second range here to potentially push Logan Sapala. And I believe, I don't have that official top 3 in front of me at the moment, but I think if he can even get this thing in the 3s, he might take over second place.
Here it is. I think he can do it. He looks so confident in the last stage of the race.
Yeah, there we see. Okay, Logan Sapala, the 15.818. So that gives you an idea if he could somehow get this right at that 2-second mark, he might win this thing outright. I don't know if he can get there, but he has a very realistic shot. It's a lot at second place.
Yep. So see, he stayed left. He went up, but he forced his bike to the left. 2 and some change, 2.8.
So a 2.8, so that's not enough to take over from Sapala, but that should be enough to get him into second place. Wow, what a second run for Josh Mueller.
So a total of 16.
So we move our attention to the 60 by Dan Dricken.
Another Harley-Davidson ripping up. I love this bike right here. It's kind of got some Harley drag pipes on it. Harley tank. Looks like a Honda seat, maybe some Honda wheels.
Got a little squirrely, but he's able to hold on. Oh, no, he was out of bounds.
Yep, he missed that last jump, so they're going to give him a 60 on that one.
Round number 2, I just said a minute ago, you were totally off the radar. Round number 1 with the 22nd run. What happened earlier in the day?
So Dan Dricken, unfortunately, is going to have to settle for a 60. Was hoping to see him best his run 1 time of 20.318. Not going to be the case out here today. So this back end was really going to be just for him, for pride, for the fans out here.
Yep. And just, you know, if he beats one of his buddies, at least the back time score, he can Gonna
Bragging
flex on
rights.
him, you know?
Yeah. Some people wondered if this was a no flex zone. That's not the case.
No, this is not the case here.
So Dan's right now on the side of the hill. We'll see if he'll operate his backside run.
Josh Mueller, a solid performance just now for your second pass. It's looking like it's going to be second place for you. You've got to be excited at the 115th anniversary of Harley-Davidson.
Yeah, I just had to pull something off, and it worked. And I'm glad to get second with it.
Talk about the course conditions. How was it on your second pass versus the first pass when it was raining?
It's slippery, but it's getting better. It's getting chewed up more, you get more traction, and make it happen.
Awesome. Well, great job, Mueller. 128 taking it, possibly second here. We will find out here shortly once these guys wrap it up.
Nice. Well, thank you, Diana. And like I said, he said it's getting a little more chewed up, and since it is drying out a little bit, he's getting a lot more traction.
So there we see Dan Dricken. We turn our attention now, though, to our final rider here in the class. Joel Faldy.
All right, so Draken's
Now, Joel was incredibly fast on his first run. If you remember, he was under 16 seconds here on this part of the course, and then was just over 2.5 on the back end. What's he got for an encore pass?
I don't know. It's going to be tough to beat. We'll see.
Oh, what a shot. No problem with the moguls.
Yep. On the gas.
Oh my goodness, he bests his run one score of 14.114. Whoa.
He's going to beat his back score. He's got the confidence.
Ooh,
he's got the energy. He's waking up. The track's getting better. Let's see. Look, it looks like he's riding his bike down the course right now.
Little Switzerland turning into the Joel show out here this afternoon.
One of the only riders to actually ride his open bike class down to the backside of the hill.
So again, we'll turn our attention to the backside of the hill for this one.
All right, so he's checking it out.
I love it.
What do you
Really
think,
lining this thing up.
He didn't even look at the other lines.
Well,
You know what?
to your dismay, because I think you've just been saying left all day long, and it doesn't seem like the riders care.
I think that they have to go left when they get to the top.
15.8 is the fast time. Virtually no way that Foley could turn in a 1 second ride. But he could turn in a 2.5 second ride to take the number 2 spot. So he is
He's lining it up.
So Joel is our final rider of the day here at the hill climb. Can we go out with a bang?
Clicks into second gear.
Can he jump into the top 3? If he's gonna do it, he's gonna do it right now.
Wow. Cakewalk.
we turn to the top, a 2.3.
2.3. Whoa!
That's some great scores.
Oh my goodness! And Joel might have catapulted himself into second place. Was that enough?
16.51.
It was! He leapfrogs Josh Mueller to take over second place on the final run of the day.
Look at that. He's stoked. I would be too. Last chance, and you one up yourself.
Just a banger of a last run. Oh my goodness. Well, let's send it down to Diana Dahlgren.
Congratulations, Logan Cipala, pulling the victory here today. You've got to be so excited for the Harley-Davidson 115th anniversary.
Yeah, it's awesome. I can't thank Harley-Davidson enough for putting on such an awesome event for us to come and race this weekend. It totally blew my expectations out of the water. The hills were a blast, and it was a really cool format that we've never raced before.
You succeeded out of loads of riders here today on the hill. What kind of riding background are you coming from to pull together all the skills needed to get through this hill climb?
From about age 3 to 15, I did almost nothing but hill climbing. And then after that, I started racing moto and hare scrambles a lot, and it just keep progressing the more I got to ride.
Well, wonderful. Well, what is next on your docket? Are we going to see you back at the X Games?
I sure hope so. I can't wait for X Games this year. I hope it happens.
Well, he is your #1 man here today. He's the man to beat at hill climb. Hopefully we'll see him at X Games wintertime. And Logan Sapala, congratulations. Guys, take it away.
Logan goes 2 for 2, and you hear him talk about the versatility in his riding. Wu-Tang Financial, they always say, time to diversify. And he does just that. He rides in 2 different classes and wins both of them outright. And from the hills of Little Switzerland to the beach, out on the water. I can't wait for this one, Lance. We're heading out to Bradford Beach. Don't go anywhere. 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 Central tonight. Keep it locked in here to watch the guys hit the beach. Lance, final thoughts here from a wonderful day of hill climbing?
Great stuff.
Well, that's going to do it again. Congratulations to all of our competitors, but it was really the Logan Sapala show, going 2 for 2 in 2 different classes. He was absolutely outstanding. For Diana Dahlgren, Lance Corey, I'm Brandon Graham. We'll see you in just a little bit out at the beach.